Hello, good afternoon to all present here. This is Harsha. So I would like to share my LLM application interface where I built four major applications and I use the Streamlit app to deploy all these applications on my local system. And using a proper interface, we let the user to select the interface that the user needs to work with. So this is my VS Code terminal, and everything I just operate under virtual environment to avoid installation issues. So let me start showing the demo. And after that, I shall share some important steps that I took while implementing this particular combined app. So the initial setup might take quite a while, and after that, it works pretty fast. So if you just go to the left side of navigation, you could find various applications that the user can choose from. So as a part of demo, I would like to show the working of all these applications except for the last one, Personal Information Manager, which I could tell you the reason as why it's not possible to show demo in real time. So let us just go to the email center. So this is the screen of email center. So before going to the demo, I would like to mention some of the key pointers about this interface. So here the user can select the recipient, and if you could see, all these recipient names are stored in the file named contacts.json, and this file is present in the local system. So it is up to the user to add the contacts and store these contact informations in that particular file, so that at any point of time the user can retrieve these users. So let me just take an example. Since these are dummy data, whereas the last three are some personal information related emails, I would like to send email to one of these persons. Okay. For example, I would like to send email to Harsha. This is my another Gmail account. So how it functions is like it's simple. You just need to select a recipient email, and then you need to enter a prompt. So I can just type in a random prompt like something. Yeah, so this is the draft I typed in. So it's asked Asha to enroll to Spring Semester courses. Let me just click on to check draft. And this is pretty customizable. If you're not satisfied with the draft, you can again re-click this, or you can specify some instructions in this particular box. Okay. So accordingly, the draft will be generated. So if you could look here, this is the email subject, enrollment for spring semester courses, and this is the generated email draft. If you're satisfied, you can click send email. So it will take a few seconds, and the email will be sent to this particular selected recipient address. Okay. To show it quickly, let me just open my Gmail account, and you could see here we just received the email exactly at 1 p.m. Okay, so you could see the information related to the draft and the subject as what we saw in the particular Streamlit screen. Okay, so yes, this is with respect to the email demo. And next we shall look with respect to meeting scheduler. And this took me a considerable amount of time to implement because I struggled really with the prompting and also the date conversions, because through prompting I felt really difficult to parse the dates and make LLM to exactly understand what the user is trying to convey through the command. Okay, so let me just give you a quick demo of this. And before getting to the demo, let me just show you the interface of my Google Calendar. Okay, so yeah, this is the Google Calendar, and if you could see, there is a meeting created by me. So it's a dummy meeting with Ryan. It shows the time is between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. Okay, so yeah, before booking a slot for a particular day, I just implemented this find free slots. Okay, so if I just click enter, it is interactive in the sense like the user can look at the free slots available. So since the first meeting between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m. is already booked, it's not showing up here. So here in this demo, I would like to show you two use cases. The first use case is I am deliberately trying to book the meeting between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., wherein I expect that this particular system should throw me a conflict case. Okay, let me just do that. And I have various commands and I have typed in a lot of things. So some certain things are getting saved here, but I will show you the demo with different cases as well. Okay, so let me just make it to Tim. I need to get it scheduled between 9 and 10 on November. So let me just see whether it works or not. So it says conflict detected, and I would just say today, hoping to give me the same result. Yes, it does give the same result, and it's able to recognize properly the word today. Okay, because everything is handled in prompt. And later I could cover my GitHub repository, wherein I would like to explain the methodologies I followed to implement each and every application in a short detail. Okay. So, okay, fine. So now we are having conflict. So the user can select any one of the free slots available from the given list here. Okay. So let me just change the timing between 10 and 11. Okay. I just execute that command. The meeting should be booked appropriately in on the calendar console. So it says it's successful. Let me just open up here. See, it got created meeting with Tim. Okay, fine. So the next part is, let me just make it a bit more open-ended. Okay, between 10 and 11. Let us say after 3 days something. I'm just trying to execute it. Okay, it says conflict. Okay, I'm just wondering what conflict is there we have for 3 days. Yes, of course, we have conflict on the same date between 10 and 11. Okay, so we couldn't book the meeting. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Okay, let me see after a week. Hmm, probably it should let me book a meeting after a week from today. Hoping it should work. Yes, it's successful. And yes, yeah, after a week, I was able to successfully book a meeting between this time slot 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. Okay, fine. So yeah, this is about the meeting scheduler. So we covered two parts. Like we can search for the free slots and we can search for any conflict, and accordingly we can book a meeting. It's not pretty much required to strictly enforce the date here in the command. We can use open-ended natural prompts, natural language prompts, which are specific to dates, like after a week, after a day, after 2 days, after 3 weeks, next Monday, next Wednesday, etc., etc. Okay, I tried with all these cases and it works successfully, right? So it's not a concern with respect to this particular task. So now let us look at the third demo, which is the PDF summarizer. So this is a bit straightforward. So it's like we need to upload PDF documents, and I also felt like if the data size is more than 200 MB per file, actually the embedding index is not quite stable. I'm not exactly sure why is it the case. And also before experimenting this PDF summarizer with Gemini, I used OpenAI. I used OpenAI and Gemini, and I felt like OpenAI's versions are pretty much robust in terms of creating vector embeddings compared to Gemini. So I stick with implementing the stuff using OpenAI itself. So yeah, let me just do the quick demo here. I'm just going to browse files to upload the files into the console. So I have taken few research papers maybe. I'm just uploading it. And also I added another functionality, like I ensured that the vector embeddings are getting created properly per file wise. Okay. So before this, I just didn't take care of this. So what happened is only one of the PDF files vector embeddings are getting created, and once it is successful, the rest of the files vector embeddings are not created. Okay, so the process gets stopped in the middle. So I just ensure that each and every file is getting processed sequentially, and only after successful processing of all the files, I just let the user to type the required prompt here under this ask a question. So let me just show you a quick demo. So you can upload even 5 or 10 PDFs. It's not a matter. Just for demo purpose, I just restrict to uploading up to 3 files. So yeah. Okay. So it says the PDFs are processed. You can ask questions. Okay. We can ask who are the maybe some questions like, let me see. Okay. Okay. So it appropriately answer the particular question. So and also I felt like for sometimes the way we prompt also matters a lot. Okay, let me try one more time. So let me just open one of the papers if possible quickly, and mm, yeah, maybe this paper. So high dimensional analysis. So I would like to summarize a particular part of this. So let me just ask this model to summarize the problem setup of this paper, and let us see whether it's able to do it at most proper accuracy or not. So yeah, let me see. Okay, it just gives some answer. Okay, so the network target learns using ERM on training data, etc., etc. So let us just have a look. We couldn't expect that answer should be 100% accurate, but at least if you're able to find certain keywords matching, then we are good to go. Okay, they are using Gaussian shift modeling, etc. Yeah, Gaussian single index model. It was mentioned in the paper. Yeah. So what I could conclude is that it's not pretty great in terms of summarizing, but if you are able to ask certain questions like who are the authors, or if you just could ask certain fill in the blank type of questions, or under in which year this particular cyclone hit the coast, for example, such type of straightforward questions, then this is able to perform well. But whereas for summarizing or for certain tasks, it's able to give us some specific answers, but the reliability or the accuracy of those generated answers are not up to the mark. Okay, so yes, so this is the demo with respect to the PDF summarizer, and the next one is with respect to internet search. Yeah, so here for this purpose, I used Google Search Custom API and SERP API. So under Google Search API, I just restrict to only 4 domains of search like Wikipedia, TechCrunch, or Archive, and mathematicaexchange.com. Okay, and for SERP API, I just made it to be open-ended. Okay, so this is very useful for us to search for real-time information. Let us type in for any real-time information, like we can check what is the current temperature at college station. It's pretty cold. Okay, it's around 76 degrees Fahrenheit. If I could go to the terminal, you can see the line of thought process. Okay, so here it says that the action should be taken by SERP API, and it just gets the input current temperature at college station, and it's able to get into the observation loop, and after that it just um, summarizes the entire thought process and gives us the final answer as 76 degrees Fahrenheit. So this is the answer that we are seeing on screen here. Okay, and not only that, this is the real-time information, and we can also ask some information that happened in the past, right? Okay, give me some details about general theory of relativity of Einstein. You can also make typos, it's not a problem. It's recognized properly from Wikipedia page. Let me see how it works. It either gives me the link or it just summarizes from the Wikipedia and displays the answer. So yeah, it just says like general theory of relativity developed by Albert Einstein, observed gravitational effect between masses results from the warping of space-time. Yeah, it is almost correct. And let us see here the chain of thought. I need more detailed information from Wikipedia, so it just took action from SERP API. And also I could see in one of the previous runs, like it also took information from Google SC search. Okay, because as mentioned before, by deliberately I just restricted Google search to certain tasks. Okay, and since Wikipedia is coming under Google search, it does uh, searching Wikipedia page using this particular Google SCSE search, and after that it also use search API to do the same thing. And after that we are just getting the prompt response, like we're just getting the prompt response, like compared to both the searches, the SERP API result seems to be more accurate. And since because of the accuracy, I am retaining the results generated by the SERP API. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure how this conclusion is being reached out here, but this is what I observed during the previous runs. So this is quite interesting. So yes, so these are certain demos of the applications. So this personal information manager, the reason why I said it's not quite possible for me to run is it because I'm using private LLM, ollama here, and when I feed in this information and when I just hit on the run button, it's taking me nearly 30 minutes of time, and after that my laptop is sort of getting frozen for about 15 or 20 minutes. Okay, so due to these reasons, I'm not able to show a live demo of this, but however, I documented the results of my previous run, so I would like to show that as a part of this demo. So yeah, so this screen exactly resembles the screen I showed before. So these are certain information I just feed in, and I just asked the LLM to just say something about me based on the information above. So just like open-ended question. So I hope the prompt takes in all these necessary inputs and to give me a better introduction of mine. So this is the response I got. It is 90% okay, but one of the interesting things what I noticed is despite specifying color here, and also I later recognized that the color is also getting stored in my DB. So I'm using SQLite DB. The DB is getting stored in the local system. So all necessary information are stored in the DB. Okay, despite the value for color is stored as blue, I'm not able to get the proper response from LLM because it states that I haven't mentioned color. So this is something quite interesting. And apart from that, it does a brilliant job in summarizing about me in a proper way, depending on the information I specify to the system. Okay, yeah. So this is about the demo part. So a quick glimpse about the entire setup I have done with respect to this application and my GitHub repository. So the demo what we saw now is a streamlined version. Like I combined all the applications into a single interface, and we are able to view those applications on a single screen. But before that, I didn't do in that way. I just created separate AI assistants one by one, and I used a main function known as main.py. So this main.py, it acts like a base function. So if a user runs this particular code, the user will be prompted to type in what sort of application the user needs to run. Okay, let me just quickly show that in the README. So this was my original setup. Okay, so you can specify any one of the working applications. For example, if I type in 3, only the particular AI assistant corresponding to the PDF reader summarizer will be popping up. Okay. So once after the step is completed, you need to close that window and again need to go back to the terminal. Again need to rerun this to get to the next application. So somehow I felt this is not quite user intuitive. And also I got to know from the professor that it needs to be in a streamlined manner. I implemented everything in a combined app. Okay, under this. So it's a very simple, straightforward way of integrating all the dependencies and all the functionalities together. And I removed redundant parts of the code like the streamlit applications calling one by one, and I just made it like a single full-fledged application. Okay. So as a result of this, we are able to now get a screen where user can interact with various applications at once and can navigate to any other applications as user wanted. So yes, this is the entire demo and the entire process, and I documented everything on my README in a proper way. And as far as API is concerned, I used only OpenAI's uh, public LLM. Okay, since I tried with Gemini, I was not successful in using Gemini or any APIs that Google owns. And not only that, I would like to also mention few important things like in email and also in meeting, I never shared any critical or sensitive information to OpenAI because for prompting, I just used an open-ended way of prompting. And so the prompting doesn't contain any sensitive information. So all the sensitive information are handled within the local device, be it authentication tokens or be it storing the personal email IDs. I just stored it in the JSON file that is contained in the local. So as far as security wise is concerned, I think we are good to go. And I'm sorry, as I couldn't show the demo of my personal info manager due to my system restrictions. So yes, that's all about the demo, and I would like to invite you go through my GitHub because it contains all necessary details and also all the details as to how one can create a custom search engine and obtain an API out of it, and also how to get an authentication token and how to validate our credentials based out of it. So yes, I hope this section is useful and thank you so much.